I hope you are all having a wonderful start to fall and a nice ending to summer. I have been looking forward to making a September homemaking video. I have missed having an opportunity to sit and be kind of chatty and just catch up and talk to you guys about what's been going on, how the homestead is, what things have changed. If you'll notice, I have on my new little homesteading apron. I made a whole video about this. You should go check it out. It'll be linked in the description box below. I worked super hard on it and I think it came out really, really nice, but definitely go check it out. And as I said, it is finally fall, which means I am getting in the mood for all of the baking things. I'm making some apple crisp here. I spent some time at an apple orchard with my dear best friend when she was in town, and we had a really great time picking apples and just being in nature, in the countryside. It was absolutely amazing, and just being out on that apple orchard is one of my favorite fall activities that I usually do with my husband every single year, but this time was extra special. And we just had a blast and it was so much fun, and I have some clips of that here that I will insert and show you guys, but we just had a wonderful time and I picked far too many apples for my own good, but that just gives me an excuse to bake. So we're making a couple things with these apples today. First of all, apple crisp, and I'm letting you know right now this apple crisp is already gone. It has been devoured, it has been eaten and consumed, and it was so tasty and so delicious, and you can never go wrong with apple crisp. When we went apple picking, I know I got some Macintosh, Granny Smith, there was a ginger apple something, a couple pink ladies, and I might be missing something else in there, but we got a whole bunch of different varieties, and I'm not really super picky with my apples. I will say I'm not super picky and then tell you my favorite apple, but Crispin apples are my favorite apple. But I did not see any Crispin apples at this orchard, and I'm kind of surprised. I'm almost positive that I saw them there before in previous years, but no Crispin apples for me this year, but that's okay. I just cut everything up and I throw it into a sheet pan. No real particular order or rhyme or reason. I just throw it all in there, and then I don't even measure. I add cinnamon, I add sugar with my heart, I add allspice and nutmeg and ginger and anything to just make it smell and taste like fall. And it's just wonderful and delicious and amazing every single time. And I do a crumb topping on top of my apple crisp. Growing up, and I want to know if my dad remembers this, but growing up, my dad didn't cook a whole lot. There were a couple of things that he was really good at, and one of the things that he really liked to make was apple crisp. And whenever he would make it in the fall, we had apple trees at my parents' house, he would always top his apple crisp with cornflakes, which I always thought was so interesting, and he's the only person that I've ever known to do it that way. And they weren't frosted, it was just plain run-of-the-mill cornflakes. Let me know down below if you have ever heard of that, or if you also just do a crumb topping, or if you do more of like a cookie-ish sort of cakey topping where it's a little bit thicker. Let me know down below in the comments what you do for apple crisp if you make it, but I will always just remember my dad making apple crisp with cornflakes. I just think that is so funny and just so unique, and whenever I think of that, it just makes me think of my dad. I am using these apples to make apple crisp, and then also to make some apple butter, which I have not made in quite a while, but I do have a fresh loaf of sourdough bread and I want to make some apple butter for it. Another video that I've made recently is this pumpkin sourdough loaf. You should definitely check out that video. I show you all about how I make a pumpkin sourdough loaf of bread, and it is just the cutest, most fall autumnal thing that you can ever think of. Something else that has happened, there's going to be some changes going on in our living space in the next little while, and I'm so excited about it. But one thing I am so stoked for is our new old shelf. We had a white shelf over here in this corner for a long time. We've had that shelf since we lived at our last apartment, and it needed to be retired. It couldn't hold everything. Things were kind of toppling over and getting a little bit too heavy, and I found this one on Facebook Marketplace. I paid $25 for it, and it has done everything I've wanted it to and more. I love it so much. So it is new to me, but it is just a plain old bookshelf, but I think it looks so great, and I was really excited to decorate for fall. My autumn decorations are so minimal that it all fit in one tiny little bag. So I am just putting out a couple of little ghost candles that I bought a couple of years ago, and some real pumpkins, along with a couple of little fakey pumpkins as well. And I have pumpkin candles too that I got from a local shop that I just absolutely adore. They're hand carved and hand dipped, and they just look like fall. They make me so excited. But my fall decorations are so minimal, but I think that's okay. I think there's enough warmth and comfort with the colors in our space that it gives me the vibe of fall and being cozy without me having to do so much extra decorating on top of it. But that is all for this catch-up video for the September homemaking. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I make new videos every single week on all things homemaking, sourdough, and country living. I'm so excited for this fall and just all the baking and homemaking and coziness that comes with it. And I cannot wait to share it with you in my next video.